sobrang di ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta at sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa akin. Kamusta mga kapang Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga laban ko sa Mubadala Abu Dhabi.
Tears, tickets, and heartbreak marked the day Eala won a heart but lost the war, where we don't just watch the ball, we feel the heartbeat of the game. From the humid, emotional streets of Manila to the scorching blue hard courts of Melbourne, today's story will rip your heart out, stitch it back together, and set it on fire with some of the most intense tennis drama of 2026. At the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, the inaugural Philippine Women's Open had the entire nation buzzing for one name: Eala, the hometown hero and national idol. But beyond the VIP gates, a quieter tragedy was unfolding. Miko, a skinny 7-year-old in a worn-out t-shirt, clutched crumpled lottery tickets he had spent 3 months selling on street corners, skipping meals and saving every coin for one dream: to watch Alex play just once. To him, she wasn't just a tennis star, she was hope, proof that someone small could conquer the world. On quarterfinal day, heart racing, he approached the ticket booth only to be crushed by 2 words in the window: sold out. Desperate, he drifted toward the VIP gate, pressing his face to the iron bars, holding up his unsold tickets and whispering to strangers, "Please, I just want to watch Alex just one set," until a security guard shoved him away and shame burned hotter than the Manila sun as tears streamed down his face. Just when it seemed over, Alex herself emerged from the practice courts, headphones on and focused, until her eyes caught a tiny figure sitting in the dirt outside the fence, and a child's sob cut through the roar of the crowd, stopping her in her tracks. "Watch you, but they won't let me in," the boy cried, and in that instant the entire entourage froze. The bodyguards tried to usher Alex forward. "We're on a schedule," but she ignored them, turned around without hesitation, and walked straight to the gate, plunging the area into stunned silence as reporters swung their cameras toward something completely unscripted. Alex didn't care. She dropped to one knee on the dirty pavement, gently lifted Miko's chin, wiped away his tears, and gave him something far greater than a ticket: a moment that told him he mattered, that he wasn't invisible, a reminder of why sports exist beyond forehands and backhands. But tennis is cruel, and the court shows no mercy for good deeds or beautiful stories. Once Alex crossed the white line, the fairy tale ended, and waiting inside the gladiator pit was not a fan but a ruthless competitor: Camila Osorio. It was a clash of former US Open junior champions, Asia's rising star against the fiery Colombian veteran determined to silence the Manila crowd. Under the lights at Rizal Memorial, the match became a war of nerves, with pressure crushing every point as rankings meant nothing and the opening set descended into chaos. Shaky serves, break after break, double faults piling up, messy and gritty tennis where both players battled themselves as much as each other. And then experience took over, as Osorio, ranked 84th but playing like a seasoned top 20 contender, smelled blood in the 7th game, locked in despite the crowd chanting Eala's name, stopped missing, painted the lines, and seized control of the moment. Osorio landed the crucial break of serve, silencing the stadium, then delivered the real dagger by calmly consolidating it to stretch the lead to 5-3, creating the separation she needed. Eala fought back, but the damage was done, and Osorio closed the first set 6-4, draining the air from the arena as anxiety rippled through the crowd. Miko, now watching from the stands thanks to Alex, likely gripping his seat in disbelief. The second set felt like déjà vu, a carbon copy of the first, as the two traded breaks through the opening games in a gritty street fight where neither player could hold serve. At 4 games all, with 3 breaks apiece, the match hung perfectly balanced, and this was the moment for Eala to harness the energy of her people and the emotion of the day. But pressure is heavy, and Osorio stayed ice cold. In the 9th game, she unleashed a barrage of deep returns, forced Eala onto the back foot, converted the match-defining breakpoint, and then served out the match without blinking to seal a 6-4 victory. The dream was over, the fairy tale ending in the quarterfinals, and the numbers told the brutal truth. Both were even on second serve points at 50%, but Osorio's first serve efficiency made the difference, converting 59% compared to Eala's 51%, an 8% gap that became the canyon between winning and losing. Sharper and cleaner when it mattered most, Osorio executed under pressure, while Eala, gracious in defeat and fighting back tears, told the press she may not have reached the level she dreamed of, but she was proud to play in Manila and for the Philippines, hoping her journey would inspire others to love tennis and help the sport continue to grow. "I'm so lucky to be able to share this experience and this journey with all of you," Alex said afterward. "Pure class, absolute class." And now she turns her focus to the WTA 500 Abu Dhabi Open, where you can be sure she'll return hungrier than ever. As for Camila Osorio, she marches on to face Solana Sierra in the semi-finals. But while Manila was drowning in tears, Melbourne was drowning in sweat and chaos as the 2026 Australian Open reached its business end. If you thought the drama stopped in the Philippines, think again, because the women's final is now locked in and it's a blockbuster rematch of the 2023 Classic. Fire vs. Ice, Aryna Sabalenka vs. Elena Rybakina. But the road there was pure torture, especially for Jessica Pegula, the billionaire's daughter who has spent years trying to escape the curse of the quarterfinals. She finally broke through to the semi-finals, playing inspired tennis against the ice-cold Rybakina, only for the match to twist in brutal fashion. Rybakina, the fifth seed, dominated early, taking the first set 6-3 and earning not one but 3 match points on Pegula's serve, with the finish line in sight until suddenly it wasn't. The usually unshakable Rybakina tightened, missed all 3 match points, and then, serving for the match, was broken not once but twice as the crowd sensed a stunning shift and the tension inside Rod Laver Arena began to boil. T was insane. Jessica Pegula was clawing her way back from the grave, and sometimes when you're on the brink of losing everything, clarity hits. "Screw it, I'll just try to stay in this," Pegula said later, and that's exactly what she did as the second set spiraled into a tiebreak that felt less like tennis and more like a psychological thriller. Pegula had 2 set points and stood on the edge of forcing a decider, while Elena Rybakina later admitted she was haunted by flashbacks to the 2024 Australian Open, when she lost that historic 22-20 tiebreak to Anna Blinkova, the longest in Grand Slam history. Really stressful," Rybakina said, and you could see it in her eyes, but champions find a way. After 29 brutal minutes from her first match point, Rybakina finally closed it out 7-6, surviving the chaos. "I'm proud no matter the situation. It got very tight, but I stayed there," she said. "Not pretty, but a win." On the other side of the draw, there was no drama, only power. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 1, completely dismantled Elena Svitolina, the Ukrainian warrior and sentimental favorite playing for her country and as a mother, overpowering her 6-2, 6-3 in a masterclass of aggression. One win now separates Sabalenka from her third Australian Open title in 4 years, a dynasty in the making, setting the stage for Saturday's final. Fire vs. Ice, Sabalenka vs. Rybakina, a rematch of the 2023 final where Sabalenka rallied from a set down to win her first major. Rybakina hasn't forgotten, especially after beating Sabalenka at the WTA finals in November for a record $5.2 million payday, proof she knows she can do it. "It was a great battle," Rybakina said of that 2023 final. "She played a bit better and deserved it. I just want to enjoy this final and hopefully serve better than today." Rybakina knows she'll need to serve better, because if she gives Aryna Sabalenka the same chances she handed Jessica Pegula, this final could be over in an hour. What makes this matchup so compelling is that Sabalenka doesn't play like someone intimidated by the moment she steps onto the court, believing she will win, armed with a devastating forehand, elite movement, and the confidence of a champion who thrives under pressure. Elsewhere in Melbourne, the men's semi-finals carry just as much weight, with Novak Djokovic set to test the fearless young challenger Sinner in every possible way, physically, mentally, and tactically, forcing extra balls, changing rhythm, and probing for weaknesses, while Sinner's aggression and belief give him a genuine chance if he trusts his game. The other semi-final, Carlos Alcaraz vs. Alexander Zverev, is equally loaded with meaning. Alcaraz, the Spanish prodigy who already owns major titles, against Zverev, the talented German still searching for his Grand Slam breakthrough, a clash that could signal a true changing of the guard if youth prevails. Yet the Australian Open is far bigger than the marquee matches, with doubles, wheelchair events, juniors, qualifiers fighting for careers, veterans playing farewell tournaments, and first-timers chasing dreams across Melbourne Park, all part of a massive global operation. At the same time, the business of tennis is rapidly evolving. Record prize money, soaring sponsorship deals, streaming platforms reshaping how fans watch, and social media allowing players to build personal brands, while the sport wrestles with serious challenges including grueling schedules, injuries, burnout, mental health concerns, and ongoing debates about sustainability, player welfare, and the controversial rise of Saudi-backed funding, an issue that continues to divide the tennis world. With no easy answers. Technology is transforming tennis, with Hawkeye long established and now joined by advanced analytics, biomechanical analysis, and cutting-edge training tools that give players unprecedented insight into serve patterns, shot selection, and tendencies under pressure. Yet for all the data available, tennis remains a deeply human endeavor where heart, resilience, and the ability to perform in the biggest moments still matter most. As the season unfolds, the clay court swing promises intrigue. With Roland Garros once again wide open, can Carlos Alcaraz defend his title? Will Novak Djokovic add to his record, or will the next generation finally break through while the women's draw remains unpredictable, as clay rewards patience, strategy, and mental toughness in ways Melbourne's hard courts do not? Wimbledon will follow with its grass court traditions, favoring big servers and deft volleyers, before the hard court summer leads to the US Open in New York, each Grand Slam carrying its own identity, pressures, and legends. But right now, our thoughts remain on Melbourne and Manila, on Miko in the stands watching his hero fight, on Jessica Pegula's heartbreak, Elena Rybakina's relief, Aryna Sabalenka's dominance, Coco Gauff's tears in the tunnel and the debate around privacy, Novak Djokovic's pursuit of one more title, Jannik Sinner's hunger to prove himself, and the countless storylines that make tennis endlessly compelling. This is why we watch, not just for winners or perfect shots, but for the full spectrum of human experience on display: triumph and heartbreak, kindness and competition, grace and struggle, all distilled into a battle played on a rectangular court with a net in the middle. And for players like Alex Eala, still young and still rising, the story is far from over. Alex Eala is talented, resilient, and has already proven she possesses the heart of a champion. This loss in Manila hurts, but it isn't the end of her story, just a chapter she'll learn from, grow from, and return stronger, because that's what champions do. Camila Osorio earned her victory by executing better in the biggest moments, showing remarkable composure in a hostile environment, and both players offered a powerful reminder of the resilience required to succeed at this level. As the Australian Open reaches its climax and the tour rolls on, tennis reminds us that it never truly stops. Rankings shift, stars rise, veterans fade, but the essence remains the same: two players, one ball, one court, and the timeless question of who wants it more on that day. And so we arrive at the end of an extraordinary week, one that made us laugh, cry, feel inspired, and feel crushed, where we witnessed the best of humanity in a 7-year-old boy's dream and a champion's kindness, and the cruelty of competition when dreams end in the quarterfinals. We debated privacy, marveled at excellence, and were reminded why we fell in love with this beautiful, brutal, unforgiving, and inspiring sport in the first place. Now I want to hear from you. Was Alex Eala's moment with Miko the greatest act of sportsmanship you've seen this year, or are you focused purely on the tennis? Who takes the Australian Open final? Does Elena Rybakina get her revenge, or does Aryna Sabalenka cement her dynasty? And on the men's side, can Sinner finally break through against Djokovic, or does the old king still have one more masterpiece left in him?
Alex, after a terrific year last year, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut at Melbourne?
It feels great. I'm super excited.
Kamusta mga kapong Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga laban ko sa Mubadala Abu Dhabi.